There are a variety of ways to buy and sell Bitcoin, and unfortunately, many of them require a lot of personal information, which can be stored indefinitely and often not securely on behalf of an exchange. However, there is a way to get around this and preserve some of your privacy by using something called BISQ. This is a piece of software that is decentralized, open source, and allows you to trade peer-to-peer between other individuals with very minimal requirements when it comes for personal information. Today, we're going to take a look at how to execute a buy using the BISQ platform. This is the main BISQ website, bisq.network, and this is where you can download the software here. It will auto-detect which operating system you're running on, but you can do the drop-down menu to download any other version or click all downloads to see those. Besides the fact, before we dive into this, I just want to let you know that I do not go into details about basics around Bitcoin wallets here. So if you need to brush up on that, then you can check back through my videos to find basics on how to use Bitcoin wallets. That's an important one. You will need that knowledge heading in here. Also, I do make mention of additional privacy options that are a bonus to you that can help you while using BISQ, particularly Wasabi Wallet and Samurai Wallet. I've done videos on how they work as well. So if you need some assistance in understanding those, you can head back and see my videos on those as well. Besides that, that's more or less all you need to do here. You just need to be able to know how to use a Bitcoin wallet, and you may need to get your hands on a tiny bit of Bitcoin before you can start transacting and making trades in a decentralized way. So let's get started here. After you have downloaded BISQ from its official website, installed and opened it for the first time, barring a couple pop-ups that will initialize the first time you ever use it, you will be greeted with this. This is your landing screen. Let's take a look at what's in front of us. So you're going to be starting on the market tab up top, and it's going to show all the buy and sell offers within your area that are in the currency of your choice. If you do the drop down, you can see a lot of different national currencies to choose from. For instance, if you're in Europe, there's going to be quite a few more offers currently than where I am in Canada, but don't worry, because you can set your own offers and they do tend to be scooped up relatively quickly. At least that is my experience. But I digress. Let's keep moving on. You have the buy screen. This gives you all the buy offers that are eligible based on your criteria. And you can also create offers to buy Bitcoin with Canadian dollars. Sell screen is exactly the same, but the inverse. If you have Bitcoin and you want to sell it, these are the offers available for you, or if you want to create an offer. Your portfolio, this gives you any open offers that you've created, any open trades that you're currently dealing with, and a history of anything that you've done in regards to offers, buys, and sells in BISQ. Your funds page is effectively your wallet. It has any addresses past and present which are used or unused, and you can receive Bitcoin to any of these addresses that you choose or generate new ones. You can also send funds out from your BISQ wallet from here, and this gives you all of the functions of a regular Bitcoin wallet. Reserved funds are any funds that are reserved in open offers. Locked funds are any funds that are locked currently in trades. And previous transactions, again, any transactions that have anything to do with anything you've done on BISQ. You can also see this reflected up in the top right-hand corner. There is, again, a current market price. You see available balance in your wallet and any reserved or locked funds there. Okay. The settings screen, this is where you can set things like your language, your country, your block explorer, you can have custom transaction fees if you want to set them here, so on and so forth. This is also where you set the markets that you are interested in. So again, your preferred currency, but also any other national currencies that you would like to see, you can set them here. Any altcoins or lack of altcoins that you would like to see, you can change them all from the settings screen. And finally, let's jump into account. And the account screen is the one that we're going to get started on with actually setting up BISQ so that you can execute your trades. Within the accounts page, I would like you to first draw your attention to the secondary set of tabs here. We're going to go over to Wallet Seed. Okay. Now, when you initially, I should say, when you set up or click on the account page for the first time, it's going to ask you to set up a password. Just make sure it's a secure one that you will also remember. But besides the point, you will get some pop-ups throughout your initial use of BISQ all over the place. Okay. I'm just going to hit I understand here. Now, I'm not going to enter my password, which I've previously set up here. But if you did and then hit unlock, it would show your seed words right here, your backup wallet seed words. This is a backup for any funds that are sitting within your BISQ wallet. Anything that you've added or anything that you've purchased and then put into your BISQ wallet, which is reflected in available balance in the top right. So you need to write down these words and keep them safe to back up those funds. Okay, very, very important. Keep them safe. Now, beyond that, backing up BISQ itself is different from backing up your wallet. Okay, so as I said, the seed words here are for specifically just the funds within your wallet. It does not back up the important information that is stored within BISQ. And what I mean is kind of the reputation of your account, any accounts that you've set up here, all of that relevant information, your trading history, all of that is not backed up just with your seed words. You need to click on the backup tab here to do that. You can set a backup location that can be on your computer or on a separate SD card, wherever you like, and then hit backup now. And then with any catastrophic failure where you lose all the information, it can be imported back in here. And now finally, we're going to jump over to national currency accounts on the left-hand side of this second row of tabs. You can see I already have a couple set up. I have one set up for face-to-face trades in my city. I also have one set up for Interac e-transfers, which is a very convenient way to send money via bank account in Canada. Now, if I want to add another account, and by the way, I have to set these up whether I'm buying or selling. Okay, this just kind of opens up that buying or selling option for me. If I want to add an account, I can hit add account. There's going to be a drop-down menu, and that gives me a whole bunch of different options here. Let's say I wanted to buy or sell Bitcoin using Amazon gift cards, for instance. I can click here, and it just asks for a few basic things, an email or mobile number. Okay. If you are concerned about privacy, this can be a throwaway email or a dummy email that you just use for BISQ. That is fine. You're going to select the currency that it's done in. Okay, it lets you know any limitations that have to do with this particular method of buying and selling. And then you can give it a custom name if you choose, or just leave it. So if I were to put in an email here, let's say I were to put that in, I can hit save my new account. Okay, I understand. Okay, and now I see right here, Amazon e-gift card is now set up as a buying and selling option. Perfect. Now, the last thing you need to do in order to trade after having backed up your wallet and added some currency accounts that you'd like to deal with is you do need to go to funds and you need to add a certain amount of Bitcoin to your wallet. The reason for this is it is a way to mitigate fraud. When you're dealing with bank accounts and national currency accounts of any kind, there's always the risk of chargebacks, somebody reversing that transaction. Obviously with Bitcoin, not so much the case. So in order to keep everybody honest, or attempt to, they require both parties, the buyer and the seller, to lock up some Bitcoin in escrow that will sit there until the time the trade has been successfully completed, at which point you get that money back. So what you would need to do is you would need to be on the receive screen on the funds menu. Okay, you would need to select what address you want to use. This has a history of addresses, both unused and previously used. So it's not good to reuse addresses. So I'll click one that hasn't been used. And I can then either copy this address or scan the QR code and send some Bitcoin to this wallet. A good amount to start with is probably 0.01 Bitcoin. That should probably keep you covered at the current time of making this video, but offers, it really depends how much you're buying based on those amounts, how much you need to have ready for deposits just in case. Regardless, I have already sent Bitcoin to this wallet. You can see I do have an available balance sitting there. Once you have your wallet funded, you are good to go. Privacy note. If you've purchased your Bitcoin on an online exchange that has full KYC, and then you send that Bitcoin direct to BISQ, that could be reducing or harming your privacy within BISQ. If you bought direct from a person or you had Bitcoin that you earned somewhere, then less so. But if your only option is buying on an exchange, then buy it on an exchange and then perhaps look at doing a coin join before sending your deposit over to BISQ. I have done videos on both Wasabi Wallet on desktop and Samurai Wallet on mobile. You can check them both out, run a coin join if you are super concerned about that, and you should be good to go. With that, let's dive into executing your first purchase of Bitcoin on BISQ. To purchase Bitcoin on BISQ, you will first go to the Buy BTC tab at the very top, and you're going to take a look at any of the orders here. If any of these are appealing to you, you can pick one of them up, or you can create your own offer. Now, as I said, in Canada, the liquidity is a little thin. There's not a ton of offers, but you can create your own offer. I did this the other day and it was scooped up really quickly. I had the whole trade completed that day. So you may not be waiting long if you do set an offer that is decent. Okay. Anyways, to create a new offer, you can click on the right-hand side. You'll be brought to this screen and you select what type of trade based on the currency accounts you've set up. Perhaps I would like to do a face-to-face in person or Interac e-transfer or Amazon, whichever one. Okay. Let's say I wanted to do Amazon. Okay, I click Amazon, and at this point I can set the amount and price. Given that you are setting the order, it will try to set it up in a way that is favorable to you. Now you can choose to put in the amount in dollars or in Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm going to put the amount in dollars. Let's say I want $100, and then it'll say enter the percentage you would like to pay that is below market price, which is favorable to you. So you could put 0 and just pay current market price, or perhaps you want to pay a little bit below. Okay, so I did the other day, I did 5% below market price. Somebody actually grabbed that offer from me and I was able to pay 5% less than the market price listed in the top right hand corner here. It will work out the amount of Bitcoin, or conversely, you can actually put in the amount of Bitcoin you want, hit the percentage that you want, and then you can, it will tell you how much Canadian dollars you need to send. At this point, it gives you any other advanced options. That's pretty much it. We're going to hit next step. It says fund your offer. You need to deposit this much Bitcoin to this offer. Okay, so this is the mechanism through which you are securing the fact that you're not going to run off with people's money. It is riskier to sell Bitcoin than to buy Bitcoin, because if you're buying Bitcoin, you're sending some sort of fiat payment, which is reversible. So you're not as much at risk because the Bitcoin transaction to you is less reversible. So just keep that in mind. Safer to buy than to sell. If you're selling, maybe deal with accounts that have been around for longer and have a decent amount of collateral when it comes to deposits, just in case. Okay, that looks all good. And it says waiting for funds. So I need to fund a wallet basically. from my BISQ wallet. Okay, so it says that I can transfer funds from my BISQ wallet, or I can fund this deposit address with an external wallet. Okay, now I'm going to cancel this one because I actually don't want to do this trade. I'm going to take somebody else's offer that is sitting here. Okay, so let's take a look. I'll obviously take the one that is the best deal here. And I can see, if you look on the price on the right hand side, now some of these are not available to me. And why might that be? It's because my account is not yet signed. A signed account means that you have done a deal with somebody else who has a signed account and has been verified by others. So if you do a trade with somebody who's already signed, your account is now signed as well, but then there's a 30-day grace period where there are certain limitations on your account, again, just to try and keep people as honest as possible. Once you pass that 30-day grace period, those limits are lifted. So I'm not signed currently, so there's a couple of these that are off the table for me, but this second one here looks good. So I'm going to take the offer. I can see it is 9% above market rate. Okay. Now, some people say that's quite the premium, and yes, it is higher than this price here, but I tend to think of it as the following. If you're purchasing Bitcoin on a KYC'd exchange, you're actually paying a discount, and that discount is afforded to you because you're willing to put up with the KYC required on that exchange. This tends to be more of the true market rate where you're actually transacting peer-to-peer, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, I'm going to take this offer to buy Bitcoin. So what's it show me? It's Interac e-transfer. That's what the person was offering. That's what they're selling via Canadian dollars. The amount to buy, it's a set amount. Some merchants will, or some individuals will set a threshold that you can buy between. Others, it's just, I'm selling this much Bitcoin and I want this much money. So this is going to cost me $267. Again, 9% above market rate. And then there will be a transaction fee, regular Bitcoin transaction fee. I'm going to hit next step. At this point, it shows me, again, a summary of the trade. Funds are needed. I need to deposit Bitcoin into this address, either from my BISQ wallet or from my external wallet. So this is the deposit, just the security deposit. So I don't run off with money, so the other person doesn't run off with money, and they will have to do the same. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to transfer from my BISQ wallet. Okay, and then that says your trading wallet is sufficiently funded. There's a pop-up. That's all good. And I'm going to hit review, take offer to buy Bitcoin. You're buying Bitcoin, selling Canadian dollars. You're going to receive 0.01 Bitcoin. You're going to spend $267. The price per Bitcoin with that is 26,674 Canadian. The payment method is Interac e-transfer. Okay. Now it gives me some information on the offer ID. All of that information is here. Contract. With taking this offer, I agree to trade conditions as defined in this screen. Yes, that looks good. I'm going to hit confirm. All right, you have successfully taken an offer. You can see the status of your trade on the portfolio/open trades. Okay, at this point, I can go to the portfolio. All right. And it tells me I have to wait for a confirmation of my funds into the deposit transaction. Okay. So we will be back once that is done, and then I can start payment so that I can get my Bitcoin.
A few moments later.
Once you have a confirmation on your deposit, you will get a notification from wherever you are in BISQ. You will see this little notification in the top right hand corner pop up, so you can go straight to the portfolio, or if you're already in it, you'll see this pop up here, attention required for trade with ID, and then it'll give you the trade ID. Okay. Now it tells me who I am sending the e-transfer to, what their email address is, and any security question required. Of course, I will blur this out for the video. And that's about it. So all I have to do now, and I can copy some of this information down, but I'm going to go to my online banking, and then I'm going to send an e-transfer. If you're using a different payment method, then you would initiate that payment method and move forward from there. So I will get this information and start going on that payment and my online banking. Now, it is important to make sure you follow all directions laid out in whatever payment method you're using. So for instance, in this e-transfer, it says to make sure that I add a reason for payment in the e-transfer as the ID of the trade, okay, which is listed here on this information screen. Once I have done that, once I have initiated the payment, as I now have, all I have to do is hit the payment started button right here. And then again, confirm that you have started the payment. Yes, I have. Okay. At this point, I wait until the payment was received by the individual. Keep in mind, both of us have deposited into escrow some Bitcoin that is locked up in case anything goes wrong either way. And once this is done, I will see it listed as completed and I can choose what to do with my Bitcoin. So we'll be right back. So it looks like everything has gone off very well here. It says one of your payment accounts has been verified and signed by a trading peer. Your initial trading limit will be lifted and you'll be able to sign other accounts in 30 days from now. You find the signing state of all your accounts in the accounts section. So effectively, I've now done a trade with somebody who has a signed account. They have verified that I've successfully paid them, thus signing my account, meaning my restrictions on amounts that I can transact in will be lifted within 30 days. So I can close this. I can see summary of the completed trade. I bought 0.01 Bitcoin, the amount I paid, the refunded security deposit, which I had locked up for the security of the trade fee, which was 0.6%, so less than 1%, the total mining fees, and then withdraw your Bitcoin. Now I can keep these funds in my BISQ wallet. So I can withdraw them and put them into the wallet that resides here on my BISQ wallet, or I can withdraw to an external wallet. Okay, so the external wallet is a good idea, particularly if you have funds in your BISQ wallet that are associated with a KYC exchange. By intermingling those funds, especially if they have not been coin joined, you may risk your privacy in doing so. So not a bad idea to have something on desktop or another external wallet that you can withdraw to. For the purposes of this video, again, this is kind of a throwaway account anyways, so I'm just going to keep funds in the BISQ wallet. I'll do that for now. But if you withdraw to an external wallet, it'll just ask you for an address. But keep funds in BISQ wallet. Congratulations on completing your trade. And again, they ask for any feedback, so on and so forth. Close that. And again, withdrawal completed. Trades are stored under portfolio history. I can go to that history and it will show me, okay, there's the most recent trade for 267 Canadian dollars completed. And I can click on the individual that I traded with, get that information and any information about the trade here. So that is it. So I've successfully completed and purchased Bitcoin using Canadian dollars using an interactive e-transfer on BISQ, and it would be much the same with various other payment methods depending on how you opt to do that. Now, on the sell side, it is effectively the same. Keep in mind there is a higher risk of fraud here in that when I'm buying Bitcoin, once I receive the Bitcoin, I can be sure that I have it. Where the inverse for a person selling Bitcoin is not as true because bank transfers, things like that can be reversed after the fact. So just keep that in mind. If you'd like to mitigate that risk in selling, then you can do a few things. One, you can only deal with people that have signed accounts. That's a good one. You can also try to transact in smaller amounts. So don't do large trades if you're worried about that, if you're selling Bitcoin, because then you can kind of spread it out over multiple sells instead of relying on one person to be truthful. You can also require higher reserves, higher deposits deposits percentage wise when it comes to the amount required for somebody to transact with you. Now, this may deter certain people from trading with you, but if you're super worried, it's also an option for you. But selling is more or less the same. You can take offers that are existing, or you can create a new offer, as we saw with buying. So let's just do a quick recap of what it takes to get you from downloading the software to successfully completing a trade on BISQ. Obviously, you got to download and install. Once you've downloaded and installed, you're going to go to your accounts page. That's going to require you to set up a password. Once you've set up a password, you're going to want to back up the seed of your wallet, so that 12-word phrase. You're then going to want to back up BISQ itself as a file, and you may want to do that on regular intervals as you add different accounts, because that information will need to be reflected in that backup. So if you're worried, just once in a while, save a new backup of your BISQ wallet, not the seed phrase, but the actual backup part at regular intervals. You're going to need to create national currency accounts, whatever you're going to be transacting in, e-transfers, Amazon cards, Zelle, whatever you're using, you just need to set those up. And then you need to add a little bit of Bitcoin as a deposit, a security deposit for any trades that you may have. Once you've done that, you can then go to the Buy Bitcoin page, execute any trade, or set up an offer and wait for somebody to accept it, and you are done.